Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Eric with American Business Systems. You are in for a wonderful treat this afternoon. We've got a business group here this afternoon. We're going to be hearing from Rubert and from Maria. This is going to be an exciting interview. Adam Phillips, our CEO, is joining us as well. So, folks, you've got just about everybody on here today. We've got a lot of signups. We've got a lot of folks that are joining us this afternoon already. So we're good to see. It's good to see everybody here this afternoon, and we appreciate you taking the time out to be with us this afternoon on our Wednesday webinar. So I've been telling you for a couple of weeks about this webinar that we're having today. So now's the time for you to get your questions ready to go. If you have any particular questions, if you want to just sit back and listen and just take it in, you can do that. Because remember, you can always get back with your sales rep after the webinar with any specific questions that we may or may not be able to get to while during the presentation today. But we welcome you here. Again, I think you're going to enjoy this interview with Rubert and Maria and Adam here in just a second. But let me introduce myself. If you've been the first time ever to be on any of our webinars, my name is Eric Auger. I'm the Director of Learning and Engagement. And obviously, just to let you know that I'm here to help you during our webinars, kind of help guide you through different topics, do interviews. It's kind of like we were doing webinars and podcasts before those were even cool. So I remember back when we started this a long time ago, and it's just been something we've continued to do over the many years. Hey, want to make sure that you do know where your Q&A box is. So if you'll find the little icon that looks like a Q&A box there, I would appreciate you doing something for me, and I would appreciate just telling me where you're located. You can put that in there. That does two things for us. It allows us to make sure that we're being heard okay, and you know where the Q&A box is. And it's just always good to know where everybody's located. So we got Dominico from Boston, Stevens from North Carolina, Chaz from Kentucky. We've got a lot of more people on here than just these folks. So go ahead and type in there. And as you do that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you also to our CEO, Adam Phillips. Adam is our CEO of American Business Systems. Adam's been pretty busy over the last few years running the company. One of the things that he's done is helped to co-author a book called 9 Ways Doctors Let Money Slip Through Their Fingers. He did that co-authoring with Dr. Vicki Rackner. If you've never met Dr. Rackner, I'll show you a little bit later in the webinar where you can go to our YouTube page and find the webinar that I did with Dr. Rackner. So you're going to want to make sure that you get a hold of that. He is also a contributing writer for an organization called Building and Coding Advantage Magazine. He's written a few articles. I know he's working on a few more. He was interviewed just about a couple of weeks ago, so we're going to get his interview out here on that organization here in a few weeks. But a couple of particular articles that I want to draw your attention to, because a lot of you are asking yourself, why would everyone get into medical billing, and aren't doctors doing their own billing, and aren't doctors working for other organizations? He wrote an article, The Shrinking Private Practice, Why Billing Expertise Can Be a Lifeline. I think you'll hear that from Rubert and Maria this afternoon, why they have themselves become a lifeline to a lot of doctors. And I'm encouraged for you to hear their story. But he also wrote another article that I think is still as good as the day that he wrote it, which was back in 2024 when people started asking about artificial intelligence and is this going to take over medical billing in the healthcare industry? I will tell you this, you'll hear it from them, but it's an asset, not something to be afraid of. So you're going to want to get a hold of these two articles. Now, to get those articles, again, I'm going to refer you back to your sales rep. They've got PDFs of these, so if you want to reach out to them and ask for Adam's couple of articles that was in the Billing and Coding Advantage magazine. Adam was also the founder of an organization called MERMA, that is the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. That was founded a little over 10 years ago. It is this organization that once you've completed all of your online training with us here with a live instructor, as you'll hear from the interviewers this afternoon, They are the ones that will certify you as a certified medical revenue manager. So I got that done in kind of record time because we want to spend as much time with our invitees this afternoon. But before we bring them on, let me bring on Adam. Adam, it's good to see you this afternoon.
Hey, Eric, thanks for having me, man. I'm really excited about this one. Wow, we have got an amazing story to share with you all today. So thanks for being on here. And you've got everyone on here today has got a chance to talk to some experts that really have got their business dialed in and they know what they're doing. So if you have any questions about running a billing business, starting a billing business, this is a great one to be on. So great timing, everybody.
You bet. We've been looking forward to this one for almost since the beginning of the year. If most people don't know, we try to put together an entire yearly schedule of interviews and who we're going to interview and when and how. And Adam brought this one up to me back in mid-January. I said, "When can we get these guys on?" So it's finally
Yep.
here. So
Yep.
let's bring them on, Adam.
It's here. All right. Everybody, let's introduce Rubert and Maria. If you guys can join us here. Thank you for being here. I know that you got a lot going on. Maria, you said that you moved mountains to be on this, so I really appreciate you being here. I know you've got a lot. You're basically doing the day-to-day of the business, what I understand. So thanks for that. Why don't we just start out by both of you just kind of sharing, your business experience, your business backgrounds, and what kind of led you to doing medical billing and revenue cycle management.
All right, perfect. So good afternoon to everybody, and thank you very much, both of you, for inviting us over here. We're not that special as you guys are mentioning. Okay, we're just we just another group of business owners trying to make things happen. Okay. On my end, a quick introduction. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for more than 25 years, different kind of venues, different kind of industries as well. Most of them related to consumer goods and the food industry. So nowadays I dedicate also part of my time to be a consultant for businesses. So I help different kind of industries and businesses to go into different as well kind of business ventures, business strategy, sales, business plans, so on. That's basically what I've done so far. So I lead it to Maria so she can give us a little bit of her background as well.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you so much for having us today. I have most of my professional background in operations, supply chain, and partner ecosystem management within global technology companies. I worked for Microsoft for 15 years, and then for a very big consultant company named Globant that is specialized in AI. And I'm passionate about technology and analytics. And now I'm running the medical billing company.
Yeah, one thing I didn't hear was any healthcare background. Is that right?
Correct. No healthcare background in any of us.
Interesting.
Well, I just did after I decided to move 100% of my time to run the business. I decided to do to study a little bit on the Miami-Dade College about coding and billing, but that was after we were inside of the business.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Eric, got any questions you want to start with?
No, well, it's interesting that you don't have any healthcare background, and and I think that's probably the biggest thing. But first of all, Ruber, I think most people always, you and Maria can kind of start sharing about how you guys got started. Obviously, how long ago have you been around here? And then, obviously everybody wants to know, how did you get your first client?
Right. I mean,
Yeah. So when did you go through the training with us? Was it 3 years ago?
Almost 3 years ago. Yeah, it was about summer 2023. Yeah, when we did the training. Correct.
And
about that time,
both of you were in that class
yes,
together?
Yeah, both of us. Okay. Yeah, we dedicated our time to it, both of us. Yeah, it was, we tried to do like, fast run on that one, but it took us about probably 2 months just to complete it, the whole thing. maybe a little bit less,
Just because
But
of your schedules, your busy
yes,
schedule. Yeah.
correct. It was because both of us were doing something else at that point when we basically acquired the franchise. Yeah, absolutely. So
So,
that's how everything started. We basically we were considering options of buying a new business.
mhm.
Maria came to me and she asked me if we could just search around on different kind of franchises, not just medical ones. And it was an interesting story because we decided to go over trade shows and franchises trade shows. And
Mm.
it's curious, we didn't find anything, but we got to know what we didn't want to do. So we realized that we didn't want to do anything related to food service, anything related to having major inventories, front end stores, nothing like that, nothing related to major rents, things like that. So it was challenging. By the time that we were trying to decide what to do, it was kind of challenging. And at some point in time, we realized that services probably was the best way to go. I was already doing consulting back then, so consulting was one of the ideas, and we realized that probably joining forces between consulting and an industry that probably would, generate traction for us in terms of, customers, financial traction, a booming industry. And we realized that the medical industry was probably the one that we were willing to follow. And that's how everything started. We started just doing our due diligence. We end up with some ABS people that starting just to giving us some referrals, how they were doing. And again, me being in business for so many years, the due diligence process was quick, and that's how everything started. We decided to acquire the franchise, and we dedicated our time. We decided to be committed for at least the next few weeks just to get trained and to understand the way how this works, because that's critical, that's paramount. If you don't educate yourself in whatever you have in your hands, probably down the road you're not going to know how to handle it and how to manage it.
Right.
And that's what we did. We dedicated our time, both of us. They said, okay, this is the time, probably around 2 months, most of the afternoons during the week, and that's it. We got trained, and that's how, let's say, everything started. I'm gonna leave it to Maria if she wants to just add up something to this, but that's how everything started.
No, you said it all.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
so
exactly.
you guys said that you looked at a ton of opportunities and franchises. What really kind of stuck out with the ABS opportunity? What attracted you to our opportunity, the primary points?
I think everything was related to the points that I was mentioning we didn't want to do. Like,
Right.
again, no food service, no major overhead, no inventories, major commitments, with the stocks and rents, warehouses, those kind of things. So we
Yeah.
step out of all those kind of things. And then, my experience in services, basically led us to think on something related to service. And that's how we realized that the medical industry was probably the most interesting for us. We didn't know anything about medical billing. We have no clue, no idea whatsoever, nothing.
Yeah.
And that's how everything started,
And probably no royalties, no territories.
Exactly.
That's probably attractive too.
Correct. That at the end, of course, once we realized what ABS was offering, that's when we realized that we were on the right path. No royalties, one slump payment, and that's it. And then we'll have to create our own world, and we love
Right.
that part. I love that part. You have to create your own world, and that's what we've been doing.
No,
So
but
tell me,
on top of that, I would like to say that it was like so easy it's like a plug and play, You train us and that's it. You can go outside and you can look for your clients and whatever. So the ramp up time is really short. And that also help us to take the decision.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask you is what are your thoughts on the training itself? Do you feel like it was a good introduction to the industry and how to get started?
Yeah, actually, it was more challenging for me than for Maria. My mind is everywhere, most of the time, running different things, doing consulting with different companies. So for me, it was very difficult to get focused. But once I understood the importance of that, and it was very interesting. I realized that it was worth it just to dedicate the time to that. So it was a great training. If that's what you're asking me, I mean, based on my experience in other industries and other venues that I've been working with, it was a great training. It was amazing. Our trainer was amazing. She dedicated the time. She was explaining everything in detail.
Yes.
Of course, we have to do our homework as well. It's not just her doing the thing. We have to do our homework, and that's very important for everybody to understand. If you don't put time just to make this happen, ain't gonna happen.
Yes,
when you
and
guys,
we also receive very practical advice on things that, it's not like reinventing the wheel, is that you already know how the process works, and
Yeah.
that's what you're giving us exactly what we need to do, like step by step. So it's easy to follow them, and you're ready to go.
Yeah. So when you guys graduated, you received your CMRM certificates, and then were you guys able to jump in 100% full time right away, or was it kind of more part time in the beginning, or how does that work?
Well, it was the plan was that we were going to get on it part time because both of us at that point had other commitments. So once we finished, we said, "All right, now we made investment. Now, how are we going to run this business? How are we going to operate it?" So initially, the two of us dedicated some time during the week, and let's say that it didn't get the traction that we were looking for at that point. Okay. So we realized that one of us probably would need to go full time just to make things happen. So we spent, again, I'm trying to be clear and honest. We spent probably the first year figuring out how to operate the business, and we were trying to get, help on our end because it was not about the franchise. It was about us. It was our challenge just to make this happen.
Right.
We knew we have all the tools, as Maria was saying, in our hands. We knew we have everything, but we didn't have the time. And then we understood that the dedication was necessary. So during the first year, it was more like a part-time kind of gig. And we thought we can run it that way. And I'm not saying you cannot run it that way. Probably you could, although results are better seen if you dedicate full-time and dedicate your efforts just to service customers and engage them, So Maria, after a year time, decided to get involved 100%. That was about 2 years ago, maybe a little bit less than 2 years ago. And since then, she's been running the company.
Yeah. And so you were doing the marketing, just you, Rubert, or Maria, were you out doing some marketing as well, or?
I'll go first, and then probably Maria could add over there. We tried different things, we tried different. Actually, we even now I remember we hired a salesman. We hired someone to be on the road and to knock on doors. Didn't work. I mean, didn't work in terms of brought a lot of leads, but then the follow-ups were difficult because he didn't have the training.
Right.
So there was a disconnection over there. So then we decided to go, both of us. And we also have someone helping us doing some digital marketing. We're very funded on that, on digital marketing. So we started from the beginning using, there were certain, I would say, terms that were familiar to us, like CRMs, digital marketing. Those kind of things we've been using in other, in our jobs, in, the other things that we do. So for us implementing those ideas, it was not difficult, and we decided to go full on digital marketing. We created our, our profile, our LinkedIn profile, and we decided that was probably the social network that we consider more convenient for us. And somebody's been helping us since then, on that part, on the digital marketing. Although both of us, we put our hands on it because we have certain expertise. So we work around our page, our posts, our news. I think Maria has been very innovative on that end. She's been trying just to put ideas for practitioners related to updated news in the market, the new regulations, new coding regulations and compliances, those kind of things, what a medical billing company could do for them. And at the end, we end up as well implementing other kind of strategies like, giving the extra mile. to new clients that we're bringing to the table. So also, it's on her. I have to give the credit to her. She was the one who decided that we needed to start providing analytics, data analytics to our customers. And she dedicated probably quite a few nights, of her nights, of that time, in which she was basically creating reports out of a ton of data, getting, she got it out of the systems, and she was just pulling the info, working on it, and working different kind of softwares, so she can just have analytics for our customers. And that helped a lot. That helped, I would say, indirectly, because that brought us like a trade marketing tool in which doctors that we were working with brought us referrals, because they told
Sure.
the other doctors that we were doing this kind of the extra mile for them. So that helped a lot. I don't know if Maria wants to add something else.
Yes, I would like to add, it's like, as I was mentioning, I'm passionate about technology and I'm really good on these BI dashboards. I'm not sure if everyone knows about it. Power BI, that is a Microsoft tool. It's very, I mean, one image can tell a lot of things more than data, Excels, and, this information that we can bring to the practices. They just want to see some graphics, something at a glance that you can see, oh, that's my practice, that's how it is.
Yeah.
I have a lot of denials, but they don't realize about what I mean. You have the data there because you have it on is in Excel, but you haven't seen it in a way that is attractive to you to see how your practice is performing. So I think that analytics part has brought us has brought to the mainly to the physicians a lot of awareness of how their practice is performing, and that brought us some referrals because doctors are very happy seeing their data in different way, not
Sure.
just the normal report dashboards that they have there, fully customized for their practices, and that has been very helpful for us.
Now, to clarify, you're taking data from the practice's existing system. You're requesting that data from them, which
Yeah, correct.
is everything related to claims and AR and all that, right? And
Everything
so,
related to even to even to demographics, because some physicians they have in mind their numbers, but they don't really know exactly if they have more adults, the ages, female or men, women. I mean, they're like they have like an idea, but the exact numbers not really. They don't always know their exact numbers of their practices.
The cities from
okay.
around the area, so they get to know, where people were coming from, things like that.
Sure.
It
Right.
helps them make decisions. Yeah.
So you're basically able to take this data and identify
And
some,
transform in a BI dashboards. That's
yeah.
what we're doing mainly. Yeah.
So you can show them in black and white, here's your denial rates, here's your rejection rates, here's the problems that are going on that we can solve, right?
Exactly. It's live and you have the graphs and everything. So it's
Yeah.
easier to see it visually. For them, it's like an open eyes, like, oh my God, I haven't seen my practice this way. And it has been very helpful for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was something that we realized, excuse me, Adam, over there. We realized also that, unfortunately for doctors, they are, they are business owners, but they don't understand they have a business to run.
Right.
They are
Right.
doctors,
Right. Yeah.
So that's something that we realized just checking on these practices. Maria was doing the analytics, I was doing the business diagnostic, and I
Yeah.
realized that doctors were not running their practices like a business, but just like, they were taking care of patients, at least our doctors. But we realized that this is happening in general terms with most of the people that we've known in the industry, and that's where I think there's a big opportunity as well to help doctors to run their practices as businesses and not just as practices, and all these analytics are helping them as well to realize how the practice is going financially, commercially, in terms of their admin, their costs, their revenues, the whole thing. So it's an integration of different kind of matters that I think are important for them to understand.
Sure. And for those of you on this webinar that maybe are thinking that they're not Microsoft or experts or spreadsheet ninjas, don't worry about that. We have a practice analysis tool that we help you use, and it's like a simplified version of what they're talking about here. And it can still give the practices, the doctors, a general idea that, oh, this area is bad, this area needs fixing, that sort of thing. So it sounds like you guys are just taking it to the next level with the data analysis. That's great.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to bring up. We have the practice analysis, as Adam said, but you guys have kind of taken it a step further, and you're kind of putting it in some graphic form. And now with our artificial intelligence that's out there, there's a lot that you can do with data now, and so it's not something for us to be afraid of, or whether it's going to be taking over the entire industry. I say how both of you have used what's out there now in AI world to really make even a referral channel happen for yourself. Because one of the questions that came up earlier from Max, did ABS help you with your first referral? And what I've heard so far, we didn't help you with your first referral, but we helped you educate yourself where you are self-creating your own referrals.
That's correct. I think, our trainer, she gave us the lead. She was the one who told us what to do. She didn't give us exactly all the tools, but she told us where to go, and which path to follow. So I think, it was very useful.
No, but I also want to mention that team was a very good support for us, because because we asked him everything, a lot of things at the beginning, because we didn't know how the business works. So we asked him a lot of questions, and he was amazing. He helped us a lot in that way. Yeah. We can say that, yes, you help us with our first customer, because all the questions and all the doubts that we have, team was there and suggesting another things, no, that way, no, you can do it this way, or what do you have? Let me help you with this. And he was very supportive.
You're talking about the ABS support team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, he's talking about team.
Tim Warren.
Okay.
Yep.
I will be sure to send him a Cracker Barrel gift card for that. So thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes, please.
Very good. And he's always available, And again, we're just dealing with him, but probably most likely all your support team is like him, because you can tell it's about the training and the way, you are guided, so that way you can follow certain paths. As Maria was saying, Cynthia, who was our trainer, she was also step by step. So for Maria, it was easier. For me, it was a little bit challenging. But at the end of the day, we all end up going on the same road.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we're starting to get some questions that I wanted to ask next about clients, and this is kind of the good stuff for me. So let's get into a little bit of the details of how long it took you to get your first client, what kind of client that was. I know that you said it took you a little while to get some traction, kind of part-time. So, taking all that into account, how long did it take to get your first client, and what kind of client was it?
Right. It was a referral. It was about a year after Maria started working full-time on the company, in the company. And then probably 2 or 3 months passed by, and we had our first referral. Okay. So it was a referral from someone that we had already, talked in the past and offered the system and offered the products and everything. And they didn't, got engaged at that moment. But you see, it's very important to spread the word out. It doesn't matter if you have results immediately or not. You're always going to get someone knocking on your door afterwards, probably 2, 3, 6 months later, maybe a year later. Don't think that what you're doing it's in vain. I mean, it's definitely going to get, if you do it consistently, you're going to get people knocking on your door. So that's how we got our first referral.
I think a lot of people on this webinar really need to hear that, because people do get to a frustration point after several months, and it does get tough. I
Yeah.
get it. And if you guys are continuing to do the marketing, and like you said, you guys are probably using a CRM, a lead management system. Do you guys do any like ongoing email campaigns, drip marketing campaigns and stuff like that? Are you offering any lead
Everything.
magnets or anything?
We do more email marketing through MailChimp.
Email marketing,
Every
MailChimp, yeah.
every other week, depending on the kind of event that we're doing, or every week, or promoting, new things that we're bringing on board, analytics, data, new systems that we're using, and newsletters. So yeah, we do a lot of email marketing, especially email marketing, and of course, we are, as I told you, we have a permanent presence. I would say not all the time, but permanent presence in LinkedIn. So we post every week. We have different kind of topics, and people get engaged. And our followers have been growing fast in LinkedIn.
Good.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, you really want to continue doing that. Now, you guys are not even aware of this, but the first of this year, we implemented we're offering a Zoho CRM, one free year of Zoho CRM. And the reason why we're offering Zoho is because, honestly, to be honest, Tim is very familiar, our VP of support. He's very familiar with that platform. And so we actually have a pre-built email campaign that offers lead magnets, ebooks and different things like that. So if you guys have an interest in using that platform, let me know. We can certainly hook you up there. Yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely.
but that's key. I mean, that's kind of an example of like a no now doesn't always mean a no later. That the person could come back and say yes, or they could come back and say, "Hey, I've got this other referral. Here you go."
Yeah,
so
that's how it works. That's how it works. And what you just mentioned about Soho and any other type of CRM is very important. And I encourage everyone, even if you don't know anything, even if you just have an Excel spreadsheet and you have just your leads over there, you're posting people over there, I encourage you to follow them and organize them as much as you could. Databases are a key element when you are generating any kind of business, but for this one, it's very important because it's the only way you're really going to follow up people that for some reason you don't follow up after 6 months or something like that. Go back to them, go back to that database. I'm very fonded on that, and I tell everyone, just do your own database. Now, if you can get trained on a CRM like Soho, we use HubSpot, any other, use entry level at the beginning, but try to do it, because that really helps following up with potential leads and creating commercial avenues. Definitely.
Yeah, my dad used to say, unless someone says to never ever contact me again, I'm going to keep contacting them. And it's not a matter of hammering them every day, every week.
No.
It's just every once in a while, every couple months, 2-3 months, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything different.
Light touch.
Yeah.
You want to ask any listener attendee questions, Eric?
Yeah, I think you answered. A couple of people were asking. Pete was asking how many total clients did they have? The average number of providers that they have currently, and what strategies have done the best landing of those customers. So I think you kind of answered some of that, but share a little bit for Pete and for others. What is you started this 3 years ago. It sounds like it took you about a year to kind of get some traction. Someone else asked about some traction there, but now that you landed your first client, talk to us about how many clients you have, where they're kind of located. Are they all located where you live? And so kind of share a little bit about that story.
Great, thank you. So I'm going to give the short answer, and maybe Maria will just expand a little bit more over there. We have 7 customers so far as of today. Most of them by referral. Most of them, I probably would say that probably 100% of them by referral. Although we keep using all the other techniques simultaneously. We keep doing MailChimp, digital marketing, LinkedIn, social media, even door to door. We've been doing it with Maria. We've done it, and we still do it whenever we have time. Okay.
Good for you.
Yeah, we haven't got any customer there, but I'm very fond of doing sales in a different way. And this is something that I'm pretty much sure we're going to get someone down the road, because they've seen it, they've seen us, they've heard about us. So that's so far. Our customers are located in the East Coast here in Florida, basically, and in the West Coast in California. The ones in California, Southern California, it's because one referred the other one, and that's it. So far, that's, again, the short answer. Maria, if you want to expand a little bit more on those.
No, I will mention that even though our customers are referrals, the things that happen, the magic happen, because we offer our services before, and the first client had a lot of issues with the medical billing company that they were working with at the time. So the office manager was desperate, and then she remembered about us offering our services. So that's why Robert is saying that keep sending emails, keep pushing, because at some times your name is gonna pop up in the mind of any office manager and physician. So yes, it's good to continue with that marketing campaign.
Yeah, you got to stay top of mind. I tell people that all the time. Yeah, and the only way to do that is to continue with the drip marketing, even physical mail. Sometimes that works. We have a postcard sending system where you can do that. We have another licensee that she has gotten all of her clients by going door to door, sometimes door to door, but sometimes a planned meeting. But she brings them brownies. There's a company that makes these brownies, and she gives the brownies, and everyone loves the brownies, and that's her thing. It's like, I send brownies to everybody. So I've actually got a little thing. Oh, you can't see it.
No, but we have used the magnets, I think is the name. Some of them for the physical therapy physicians that we know. So we said, you know what, we have very valuable information that we can send you, and we have been using those, and for them it's interesting. And I think at some point, in the way you keep sending emails, as you were saying, something is going to happen at some point.
Yeah. And the postcards like the ones you just showing, Adam, we have some. I don't know, maybe Maria has some and she can show it to you. We printed. No, you don't have. We run out of them. Yeah, but we have postcards. We also been doing postcards, and we learned it from you. By the way, we learned it from the training we had, and we decided to go around that route as well. And again, we keep doing everything. Although I would say it's been a fast track process getting customers, and we feel lucky with that part. Although we keep pushing for more customers, because there's two things also that I learned on this industry, and it's that if you're doing a good job, people will stay with you, most likely. But they could also change overnight. And if they change overnight and you lose a good customer, you have to have another one ready, because if not, then your business will start over again. So try to avoid that. Try to get 2-3 customers as fast as you could, so that way if one goes off, the other one will replace it, And another thing that I learned as well in the industry is that, as Maria was saying, most of the business we got by referral, it was not just because we were, very nice and we went there and we were referred by someone. No, it was because they were having issues with the medical billing company. Okay.
Yeah.
And most of the companies, sometimes they have those issues, they stick to those issues, they stick to those companies. But if you're offering something new, you do a good diagnostic, if you dedicate your time, probably they will hear you. And that's how you're going to get possibilities of getting those customers. Most of the companies nowadays providing medical billing are, or the ones at least that we've got to know, that we took over business from, we're not doing a good job with our clients. That's
were you guys competing with like overseas companies and stuff much, or it just depends?
Most of them from here. I don't know, maybe Maria knows if there was something else.
Yes, we were competing with in California with one company that their people is based in India. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've heard some horror stories. It's hard to compete on their, we'll do it for 3% or whatever, but then the doctor ends up working with them and it just turns into a big disaster. And it's like they end up, they're not. They end up calling the ABS business owner back saying, "Okay, I understand now. I need to pay a little bit more for quality service."
Right.
So
yes. Actually that happens with this company that it was based in India, and their people was there, and the doctor keeps saying, I don't feel that they are putting in claims all the things that I'm doing. I think that they are undercoding my claims, and he still was pushing, I need your help because I know they're not doing the right job.
And that goes back to your reporting and your analytics. You can tell them, look, I'm going to let you have access to this dashboard, and you can see exactly what's going on and what we're doing.
And that happens. The doctor has a denial rate like of 30%. And I said, oh my God, doctor, you're losing a lot of money. So because he said he didn't know even the benchmark, what was it? So he asked me, and is that my my status? He was like a lot of concern, seeing his number there in that dashboard. And yes, he realized that they were not doing a very good job.
Do you know where you got his rejections down to? Not to put you on the spot, but I mean, if it was 30%, do you know where he's sitting now?
No, they are, they're making a lot of changes right now. They're changing the EMR. So it has been.
Yeah.
It's one of the new ones. It's one of the newest ones. It's one of the ones that we took in the last 2 months or something like that. Yeah.
So to be determined, I guess. But
but they're happy with what we've done so far in 2 months.
Yeah, so we've seen time and time again. We've seen 30% rejection drop down to less than 2%. So. Now, I don't know if you mentioned this, either one of you, but can we just kind of summarize? So what is the size of your business now? Like, how many clients do you have? What kind of specialty spread is it? And do you guys also have a team working for you? Can you answer all that?
Yeah, sure. Again, 7 customers, spread between California and Florida. We have 4 billers working at this point for us. Okay. I think that's like basic questions, straight answers, right? Yeah. Basic facts. That's where we are at this point. But maybe Maria wants to expand a little bit more on that one.
And the specialties are all over the place?
Yeah, most of them are PCPs. Most of them are primary care physicians, and 2 specialties: cardiologist and urologist. I guess is the other one. Yeah.
Now, when you say 7 clients, is a client a practice with maybe some multiple doctors in it?
Just one of them has 2 doctors. All of them, they have.
Oh, they're also
and actually, it's not even 2 doctors. It's a doctor and a nurse practitioner, right?
Yep.
Okay.
2 providers.
Yeah, but most likely are solo practices.
Solo practitioner. Yeah.
So, Adam, I've got a lot of questions that are kind of that Maria has sparked with everybody out here, and that's all about the analytics. So one was, question from Maria: how do I get the graphs from the claims that are already inside the software all the way down to, how do you convince a practice or doctors to show you their analytics? Could you elaborate a little bit more about how to get those analytics? So you've kind of sparked some interest here on.
I would say let's not get super technical on this webinar, because that's going to get into some serious nerd talk that I'm not even going to understand. So
what I can say is like all the EMRs has the information in the system for each practice. So the thing is that, yes, you need some technical skills, a little bit in Excel, and you need to know Power BI to show those dashboards, because otherwise, it's going to take you a lot if you're not. But mainly is what you need to do is transform the information that is already in their systems in the EMR of the doctor, and then you need to transform into attractive dashboards. But as Adam was mentioning, that's a little more technical conversation that we can have right now.
Yes, but the information is there. Basically, the information is on the EMRs, and there's a transition that needs to be made between that part and getting the information the way everybody would like to see it, or you see it friendly. dashboards?
There are different BI tools. For example, I use Power BI because I worked for Microsoft 15 years, and that's the
Yeah.
one that they use. But there are another ones that you can use, or you can investigate which one is better for you, which one is like easier to handle. But those are the tools that we are using for dashboards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great way to help answer all that question.
All right, I'm going to jump in here and ask some questions now. Let's see, we've got one from Shankar, and I think they are assuming that you guys are using some of the ABS software platforms. We have 3 different primary software partners that we work with, but I'm guessing that may not necessarily be the case. So the question is, how does the ABS tool or software compare to other systems in the market? What are some feedback from clients on the ABS system? So do you want to talk about, like, are you using any of our platforms? Are you using multiple other platforms, whatever the practice already had, or what are you guys doing there for software?
Yes. What we're using is like the software that the practice is using mainly. Because trying to change all at the same time is going to be difficult, right? They're changing the medical billing company and they're changing the software at the same time. It's difficult to happen. So at the beginning, what we're looking for is to have a client, and the easiest way is to start working under the EMR. That's the reality is that. And most of the physicians, they don't want to change the EMR unless they're paying a lot. For example, this one that we have 2 months with them, they decided to change the medical billing company and the EMR at the same time, but because they were paying a lot with Athena. So they decided just to move to a different EMR. But at the beginning, no, we're not working with any of the ABS software. We're just using the ones that the practices have.
That's what we see more and more. Back in the old days when the government was trying to get doctors to switch systems and go electronic, and there were a lot of opportunities there for selling software, and now they're kind of like they're burned out on that. They're like, I've changed software so many times, I'm not doing it again. Can you still work with me? And obviously the answer is 100% yes. So we can get in there, get your data, analyze it, and then we can have our team, access the system and do a better job than what you guys are doing now, right?
Yes, they're not very open to change software. For them, just changing the billing company is a big change. So they are not like willing to have a lot of changes at the same time.
Yeah. And Shankar also asked, I joined late. How long were they in business? So they've been in business just a little less than 3 years, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Operationally 2 years, in business for 3 years.
Okay. You see any other good ones, Eric?
Yeah, why don't you, and I think you put this one from Jay, this just touch one more time a little bit, Rubert, on the LinkedIn and social media as your marketing strategy, just real briefly, just hit that one more time. I think
well, he's asking, is that all of your online marketing strategy, your digital marketing strategy? You guys are using one of our website templates that we gave you?
Correct.
Or did you go and make something fancier, a fancier website?
We have the same website we had from the beginning. Okay. We haven't changed it much. The format we haven't changed it much. We have think about it, but just for you to know, it's been very useful so far. At least on the by the moment that we launched the company. As far as other digital marketing tools, as I was saying, LinkedIn, we are very funded at LinkedIn for this kind of business because there's a huge community of doctors that are following LinkedIn. So we realized that probably that was the best social media network that we wanted to use from the beginning. Not Instagram, Facebook, yes, as well. But LinkedIn for us has been great because of the professional type of profile and network that we try to do from there. And again, what we do is we created a profile and we post every week. We have one post with different kind of topics. Sometimes our internal topics about our company, about what we do, promoting ourselves. Some other topics are related to industry news. And so we refresh the idea, not all the time talking about us. Sometimes we talk about things that, will basically communicate or inform practitioners, doctors, office managers, which are the ones that are more connected about
That's
news
great.
in
Yeah.
the market. That's what we do. And then we basically additional to that, we have a MailChimp, which is basically bulk email marketing. Okay. And we send a newsletter every other week, depending on the station in which we are. And we sometimes there are articles. Sometimes sometimes we promote our business. But we try to find ways to engage people, just to engage followers. The good thing about these two engines is that you have the metrics, on the backstage. So you can see exactly what's going on. How many people opened your email? Who were the ones who opened your email? Some of these tools you have to pay a little bit extra. It's not much, but you have to pay extra to MailChimp or to LinkedIn, and you generate the metrics. So you got analytics as well for yourself. So you understand where they are located, who was interested in your article. Maybe you can contact back that people, because you know who they are. So we try to follow as much as we could, and we try to go as deep as we could. Also very important, when we started LinkedIn, the way that we engaged followers from the beginning, it was not just organically. We went through Sales Navigator. So we paid Sales Navigator, which is a tool that LinkedIn offers to generate leads, in your specific industry. So you pay for that. I don't remember, it's probably around $100 a month or something like that. We paid it like for 2 or 3 months, maybe a little bit less than that. Maybe I think there are plans that are less than that. It depends on what you want to achieve, and you just pay for a certain period of time. It's not that you're stuck in a year-round kind of membership or nothing. It's just you use it by the month, and during that month you try to allocate and to engage as many people as you could from that specific industry. So you have to give prompts. You have to. Keywords are important, and that's how you start just getting into certain communities. And nowadays the algorithms and AI, they're doing it for you, so you don't have to you just have to pay for that. You just post your keywords and you give the prompts, and that's it. They start just giving you the leads that you need, and you go from there. That's how we use the
Sounds like you're just being very, very consistent is what we're hearing.
yeah, very
You're
good.
letting people know that you're in business, and you're in business in revenue cycle
All the time.
management.
All the time.
And I want to mention something, that we were contacted by a doctor in Texas offering a service that he is doing with some doctors, like an arbitration. So he said he offered that service to us to offer to our physicians. So we it's like we're expanding
Yes.
our services through these techniques.
Networking, through all this network, especially LinkedIn is bringing us a lot of different kind of possibilities and opportunities within the medical billing industry or the revenue cycle management industry. It's incredible. I mean, there are different kind of services as well that you can add to your business, and you can offer it additional. So that brings also possibilities to engage customers.
I think one very important point that you mentioned is you guys, through your media channels, are providing education and articles and things that you're giving out with no expectation necessarily of anything, and that is huge. I mean, nobody's doing that. You're becoming a trusted advisor is what you're doing, and that's so valuable because everybody on LinkedIn, every post is like, hey, I do medical billing, call me, And it's like, no, I'm not going to call you. But if they see some article that's relevant to something in their practice, they're going to click on that. That's huge. So very important.
Very important.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's good that you mentioned it, Adam, because speaking about metrics, at the end of the month or something like that, the articles, or let's say the posts that get more engagement and more impressions are the ones related to articles and news about the industry.
Yep, absolutely.
It's incredible. Yeah, and you can follow that track as well. So you can follow.
We had a couple of people asking about the name of the company. If you guys want to give your LinkedIn a shout out, and if they want to follow you.
Absolutely. Claim Care Solutions. Do you want us to put it like on the chat or something? Is there, or yeah?
Yeah, I mean, anybody on this webinar, they can get back with the ABS rep that sent them here, and
Perfect.
but for existing owners as well that are on here, it's what is it called?
Claim Care. Claim
Claim
Care
Care
Solutions. Claim Care
Solutions
Solutions.
on
Yeah.
LinkedIn, based
On
out
LinkedIn.
of
On LinkedIn.
Miami.
Yeah. Yeah, they found, let me see, they find us, the best way to find us is this one. Is
Yeah, actually, it's Fort Lauderdale. I think so.
Fort
Fort
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale.
yeah, I
Okay.
think so
Okay.
as well.
Well,
Yeah, Claim Care Solutions. Boom, boom. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah.
Mhm.
Claim Care
great.
Solutions Inc. Claim Care Solutions Inc. Yeah.
All
And
right,
it's
we're
the one in
rapidly
Fort
running
Lauderdale,
out of
Florida.
time here. We've got a whole bunch of questions still sitting in here. I'm sorry, we're probably not going to get to all of them. Let me just ask this one. There's a message here from Luis. Hi, Maria and Rubert. Thank you for your time. As a Hispanic/bilingual owner, I'd love to know, in case you have some Hispanic clients, how has the sales cycle differed between American and Hispanic practitioners? Is it actually easier to close deals within your own community due to cultural alignment, or do American practitioners buy into the system faster? Any thoughts on that?
Yes, a quick answer. There's no major difference. I mean, from the get-go, when you go and knock on somebody else's door, and I have to be honest, our experience has been more with American, U.S. companies more than Latin companies. Latin-based companies. We did a lot of soliciting in the area with Maria, and we
Yeah.
went to Miami, and the reception is the same one, but the engagement has been for us a little more successful on the American side than the cultural, I would say, closeness with the Latin
Yeah.
American community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
So
good.
it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, is what you're saying. You'll sign up anybody.
Doesn't really matter. You can do it, but yeah, but we've been more successful with the American audience than with the Latin.
There you
American.
go.
Mhm.
All right.
That's awesome.
Pete had a good question. What about the medical billing? What about the medical billing process was the most difficult to grasp initially? What should licensees focus on learning? There's a lot of people that they really feel like they need to know every single thing about billing, before being comfortable, out there talking. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think Maria could answer that one.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I mean, you need to. I mean, you need to train yourself really well on what you're doing, because at the end, it's the revenue of the physician what is you're dealing with, right? So I think that in my case, training myself, going to the college to train about coding and billing, what's really important, because I understand the basics. That is very important to know. Here we have a lot of compliance that we need to take care of, and that you need to study and to be aware of that part. So I think that it's good for you to train yourself on what is the compliance, the basics. I mean, at the beginning, the
Regulation.
basics, you don't need to know anything, but the basics are very important. The codes, that the basics that you need to use, why do you use them, and at the end, I mean, there are very range codes that you use at the end, are most of the of the codes are the same, right? So it's about like training yourself and have that confidence that you're doing the right job for your physician.
And
Yeah,
that will
and
give
you-
also that kind of trusted advisor kind of thing that you were saying, Adam, that you were saying, because once you talk the same language that they talk, at least on the basics, they understand that even if you don't know much, you're willing to do a better job. So it's not that you need to be an expert, but you need to show a little, at least the language. It's important just to talk to them on the same, on
Sure.
the same
Yeah.
language that they have.
That makes sense. And Maria, were you doing the billing in the very beginning, or did you hire right away billers? And are your billers full-time or part-time?
Part-time, but at the beginning was me. Yeah, was me
Okay.
doing the billing. Yeah.
And that helps.
Robert was
That
asking
helps.
that. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Thomas was asking if your billers were full-time, part-time. Okay. have you guys ever used Google Ads? Any Google ad campaigns? Those are expensive.
No.
Yeah.
We haven't
Exactly.
done. Yeah, I'm used to those tools, but for many reasons, and one of them because of the digital marketing tools that we were using, we decided not to start doing any kind of Google ads or Facebook ads because they
And
are
I
uncertain.
think, yeah, I don't think that that's like the right thing for doctors. I mean, at the end, doctors, they're not looking for the billing company there. It's like, I think that, in my opinion, because I'm not an expert in that subject, but for me, it's like doctors are looking in other sites.
It could work though. It could work. I'm not saying it could work, and I think it works for again. It could work for other strategies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For us might work down the road. I'm not stepping completely out of that. Maybe it could help us just strengthen our position in the industry, right? At some point in time. But at the beginning, you have to be careful on your budget unless you have an unlimited budget, okay? But that's something that is very sensitive. When you start doing ads and you don't have immediate or tangible results, it's kind of, I always suggest that you go more organic in the way you start targeting those kind of things, Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try to squeeze two more in here. I know we're at the top of the hour here.
Sure.
Or the bottom of the hour, the top of the hour. I don't know.
Top of the hour. We're at the top of the hour.
Fred's asking, do you guys have any sort of insurance to protect your business? Did you guys get any kind of errors and omissions insurance or any general liability or anything like that for your company?
Well, we do have the insurance that is required for us as a company, everything that is related to commercial insurance and workers' comp, as an operational company.
But not E&O insurance specifically?
No, not yet. No.
Yeah. You didn't feel like you needed it?
No.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. It's something that we've been discussing with Maria, actually, in the last few months, because we're getting more traction. So we'd rather make sure that we are completely covered. Yeah.
All right. Well, final thoughts. There's one more question about, can you just elaborate about the future of your company and medical billing in general, and any final thoughts for anybody on here who, especially for people who may feel like they don't have quite the backgrounds that you have? Do you have any advice for anyone? Let's ask that question.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think my best approach is you don't need to be an expert to get into any kind of industry, not just the medical billing. With this one specifically, what you need to have clear is, I think you need dedication, consistency, and don't step back behind if you have a lot of no's or rejections. Just keep doing it. If you are convinced that what you bought is going to bring you to greener pasture, I think this is a great business. The way I say it, I've been telling Maria, probably one of the best venues I've been in 25 years. So keep doing it. I think you guys, awesome. Yeah, probably one of the best industries I've been in more than 25 years. So I will encourage all of you, even if you don't have experience or expertise or backgrounds like the ones probably we have in certain areas, not in everything. I will encourage you just to, keep pushing. This is a great business.
And my advice from the technological side would be that for me, the people who succeed will be those who know how to manage the AI systems in the future. So don't be afraid of what is coming. It's coming and it's moving a little bit fast, but those systems, they are not gonna eliminate your job, but you need to learn how to manage those systems.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. I know that you guys are super busy, so really appreciate you being on here today. It was great. Thank you. Got a lot of good questions. Yeah. Chad said, thanks. This was great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Lots of hearts, lots of thumbs ups.
Yep.
Well, we are here. We're available. Whatever you guys need, you can find us on LinkedIn. If you have any questions, I think you guys have our contacts at ABS. So you want to call us for, any testimony, they help us. We're here to help. A lot of guys, franchisees, they help us at the beginning. We call like 15 people just to make sure about this. So call us anytime. We're really open.
We did have someone ask for your phone number. I wasn't sure if you were okay with that. So
feel free. Feel free. But the best way probably is by email. We receive a lot of marketing calls and things. So if we don't know the number, maybe we don't answer. But if you send us an email, probably that's the best way to go. Or, through LinkedIn, maybe an internal message or something. We'll always be there.
Okay. Well, everybody reach out to the ABS rep that sent you here or contact support, and we can get that information to you and they can have a chat with you.
Absolutely.
Good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
everybody.
much.